All right, hello, good morning, ladies. Okay, today I'm going to be sharing with you all about our cosmetics that we carry with Senegence. I have nothing on my face. I've just washed my face with our cleanser and I put on my daytime moisturizer, and that's all. So this is what I look like, barefaced, nothing on. Now I want to tell you guys about one of the key things that makes all of our cosmetics different. There's a proprietary ingredient in all of our cream-based skincare and cosmetics called Seneplex Complex. And what Seneplex Complex is it's an enzyme that goes deep into the skin and renews your skin cells 23% faster. So that is creating a lot of benefits to your skin because you have healthier, plumper cells constantly coming to the surface of your skin, resulting in reduction in your fine lines, increase in hydration, increase in collagen. It's going to increase your luminosity of your face, decrease your wrinkles. So there's a lot of different benefits that come from the Seneplex Complex. But pretty much when you're using the skincare and cosmetics, your cells on your face and your skin are renewing 23% faster. So as you can see, I actually have, like, this was a zit over here, like, and all of like the problems on my face, like having a zit or a blemish, is actually going to heal that much faster because my cells are renewing faster. So instead of it being like 4 or 5 days to heal, it takes like 2 days before it's like completely gone. So by using the skincare and using the different products that we have, you're layering that Seneplex Complex onto your skin, which is going to allow it to do the most benefits for your skin by constantly putting more of the Seneplex Complex on. So if you think of it like drinking a gallon of milk, like you can't drink a gallon of milk in 5 minutes, like it's just impossible, but you could drink that throughout a 24-hour period. And so that's where the most benefit of the Seneplex Complex is going to come in, is by actually layering the different products on. So using the skincare, like I used my face wash, I put on my daily moisturizer. Both of those products are going to have the Seneplex Complex in it. And now I'm going to be adding on to my foundation and my eyeshadow and my blush, and all of those products are also going to have that Seneplex Complex. So that's really what makes our products unique. But the other amazing thing to know about all of our cosmetics is that everything is going to be long wearing. So the LipSense is a product that lasts up to 18 hours, right? So that's a great product that we love to put on our lips because we all love our lip color to be long wearing, so it's not getting on our teeth. We can eat, we can kiss our babies, all of those things. Well, how many of you, when you're talking on the phone and you take your phone away from your face, it's like smeared with foundation? That's a common occurrence, and we if we work out or if we're sweating or anything, you kind of feel like your face is melting away. And also by the end of the day, like when I worked full time, I would put on my makeup first thing in the morning. By the time I got home at the end of a 8-hour day, I felt like nothing was left. Well, all of these products that I use are long wearing, and so they're all going to be waterproof or water resistant. The ShadowSense is crease proof. They're going to be anti-aging, and your makeup looks exactly the same at the end of the day as it does from the time that you put it on, which is pretty amazing, and one of the best benefits to using all of our cosmetics. So the first thing that I'm going to do to get started with my face is we have this product called our Color Correcting Tinted Moisturizer, and this is one of my most favorite products that we carry. As you can see, I'm at the end of this bottle. You can see that there's no product in between here. All of these products, like this is our foundation, our silk, they have these airless pumps that push all the product to the very top, so you get every single bit of the product. You're not wasting anything by it hanging out at the bottom and not being able to get it out or on the sides. So this is actually a product that is going to last you 4, if not up to 6 months before you would need to replace it. So I've been using this probably since the early spring, and now we're going into the end of summer, and I actually have a couple more weeks left on this, even though it doesn't look like very much. So the color correcting tinted moisturizer is great because it is going to even out your skin tone. So if there's any redness or blemishes or anything like that, it's going to even it out. It's going to provide a light coverage, and it also acts as a mechanical shield against the sun. So it's kind of like putting a blanket on your skin, which is the equivalent of an SPF 15. So personally, I don't love sunscreen. I don't love the smell of it. I don't love the feel of it. But I love this because I'm still protecting my skin and getting that benefit without having to deal with the smell or anything. So I just take 1 pump of the color correcting tinted moisturizer, and it comes in 2 colors, light and medium, and it actually will oxidize to your skin tone. And so I am using the medium one, and I'm just rubbing it on my face with my fingers all over. So this is a product that I use every day. So even if I'm not doing like my full makeup, I still put this on for the benefits of the Cineplex complex, of the mechanical shield, and just to even out my skin tone and have some light coverage to any blemishes or imperfections that I have on my skin. That is the color correcting tinted moisturizer. I could put on some concealer and some LipSense and look like ready for the day. And that's typically my go-to quick 2 to 3 minute makeup routine. But today I'm going to show you a little bit more extensive look. So after I put on my color correcting tinted moisturizer, I like to layer it with the foundation. You don't have to layer the products. You can wear the foundation on its own. But the reason why I like layering them is because it actually gives me a little bit fuller coverage, because the color correcting tinted moisturizer is going to start color correcting my face and evening it out. You can already see that a lot of the redness and everything has gone away. And it's going to layer that mechanical shield. So this acts as an SPF 15. This acts as an SPF 15. So putting them together, I'm actually getting the equivalent of an SPF 30. And by using the daytime moisturizer, which I already have on too, it's like the equivalent of an SPF 45. So it's going to be doing all of that for my skin by protecting it and layering in the Cineplex complex to renew my skin cells 23% faster. Before I apply my foundation, I'm going to apply this primer. It's called Silk. I need to see if I can, oh, I should have flipped it before. But this is our Silk, it's our primer. It's actually a pore and wrinkle minimizer as well. So I just use, I don't even use a whole pump. I just use like a little tiny dab. And I'm going to rub this onto my face with my fingers. And I'm going to concentrate on the places where I have lines. Like I have a line across my forehead, crow's feet, but I'm still putting it everywhere too. So it's going to allow the foundation to lay a lot smoother. It's going to help it last longer. It's going to minimize the wrinkles by kind of filling them in and plumping up the fine lines so the foundation doesn't settle in them, and it's going to minimize my pores. How amazing is that? Don't we all want that? And then I'm going to add, before I do my foundation, I'm going to start doing a little bit of the ShadowSense, because I'm going to show you guys how you can contour and highlight with the ShadowSense. And then I will be applying my foundation over top of this. So like I said before, this is a pretty extensive makeup routine. I don't do this every day. I have like my quick routine, and then this is more of like my glamour. If I'm taking photos or going out for the night or going to church or anything, I'll do this. So this product is a ShadowSense. So ShadowSense is multifunctioning. It's an eyeshadow product that you can use all over your face. This one is called Snow. So it is literally white, and I'm going to use it as a highlighter. So I'm going to start using it under my eyes, and I'm just dabbing it right on. So the ShadowSense is a creamed powder product. And it is crease proof, water resistant, and long wearing. So it's not going to settle into any fine lines or anything, and it's really, it's pretty dense, so it has like a lot of impact, so you don't need very much product. A little bit goes a long way, and it's going to really last all day. The reason why I'm putting it on underneath my foundation is because I'm using it to highlight under my eyes to look more awake. So it's going to make this part of my my face really pop. And then I'm also going to take it across my forehead, down my nose, along my chin, and my Cupid's bow. So those are the areas that you are bringing forward when you're highlighting, and the areas that you want to pop. And then your contour are the areas that you want to push back. So those are areas like when you're contouring your cheeks, because you're bringing in your cheekbones to kind of shadow them to make your cheekbones pop. So that's kind of the premise behind the highlighting and contouring. And as you can see, I'm just using this as an airbrush concealer brush it's a Sephora Professional Collection brush, but it's just a fluffy brush that's pretty dense at the same time. The number on this is 57 from the Sephora Professional Collections, and I just use this to blend out all of those areas. So that's what I'm doing to highlight, and you don't have to be perfect. It blends out really easily. I'm just gonna leave it alone for right now. I'm gonna put the foundation over it, but before I do that, I'm actually going to use the Garnet ShadowSense, which I use this for so many things for my contour. So I'm going to contour my face along the top of my forehead, along the bottom of my cheekbones, and along the jawline. So you're actually kind of creating a 3 on your face when you're applying this product, and then you can also do it on the sides of your nose. And the contour can actually really help you change your nose shape. If you are trying to change like the look of your nose or hide any imperfections, you can actually do that through contouring. So I just put a couple dots on. You can do this as intense as you want. This is going to be more of an intense contour. You don't have to do it this dark. You can do just one dot. If you have really fair skin, I recommend using the Moca ShadowSense instead of the Garnet. And I'm actually not putting more product on these other areas. I'm using what's the excess on the brush to kind of go through these other areas, as you can see. But by doing this underneath my foundation, I don't have to be super perfect, and it's going to pop through the foundation. You can also do this on top of your foundation as well. You just want to be a little bit more careful with blending it, but I've done that several times too. And you don't usually want to use quite as much product, because if it's on top, you don't need it to come through the foundation as intense. So I'm just taking it through these areas, and then I'm going to go along the bridge of my nose. So just like that. So highlighting with the snow in these areas, the contour in these areas, okay? So now I'm going to apply my foundation. I just use one pump of the foundation, and like I said, this will last you about 6 months. I use one pump of the foundation, and I love to use our Pearlizer with it. The Pearlizer is so pretty. Let me see, you can kind of see it has that shimmer to it, a little bit of that iridescence, and kind of gives you that overall glow to your skin. So I like to mix a little bit of that into it, and then because I'm really tan right now, instead of changing my foundation color, since it's the middle of summer, I'm using our bronze BlushSense, just a little dab of it to darken my foundation, just a touch. The foundation is awesome too because it matches 3 shades up and 3 shades down. So even though your skin changes throughout the year, it will oxidize to your skin tone and match, which is awesome. So I'm just making a little palette on my hand, and I'm just gonna dab this on with my fingers. There's a lot of different ways to apply foundation. You can do it with a beauty blender. There's lots of different brushes and techniques to apply foundation to your skin. You can use your fingers. And the reason why there's so many different techniques is it affects the finish of the foundation. Since I have the highlighting and contouring already on my skin, I'm using the stippling motion where I'm just patting in the foundation versus doing circles or rubbing it in. I'm just patting it in. The other thing that I love about our foundation and the color correcting tinted moisturizer is that they're very, very lightweight. I have always been a makeup snob and used lots of different products. I was a MAC junkie. I was a Sephora junkie for years and years, like a decade before I started this. And I never loved the feel of foundation because it always felt heavy on my skin. It felt like it was seeping into my pores. And this foundation doesn't feel like that at all. Even with layering these products, it is still very lightweight and I don't feel it. Also lasts all day and it's oil free, so it's not going to clog your pores or anything. So, and it's layering that Cineplex complex in that we talked about, renewing your skin cells 23% faster. Okay, there's my foundation. Okay, so another product that I use every single day, so if I'm only using the color correcting tinted moisturizer, I use this color, which is called Candlelight. It's another ShadowSense color, as my concealer. So if I'm not putting the snow, which you can see that's still coming through my foundation, I don't bring my foundation all the way to the top of my lash line because I do want it to still pop through and make me look awake. But I use this Candlelight every day as a concealer to brighten underneath my eye. There's a couple other colors that you can use. There's one called Pink Frost, which is a light pink kind of skin tone color, or our Sandstone Pearl if you're very fair, that you can use for this same concept under your eye. So I use this for any concealing that I need to do. And this is also kind of blending from that snow highlight into the foundation, like as a transition to the foundation. Okay, so now like all my foundation is done. The next thing that I'm going to do is my blush. So we have these products, BlushSense, which is also a cream to powder with the Cineplex complex that I love to use. They come in lots of different colors. Chocolate cherry is kind of like a neutral light brown. This is one that I use often, kind of for like that no makeup look, but still gives you a little bit of warmth. There's the terracotta, which kind of is a coral color. I have pouty pink is a light pink, and the cherry. See this color? This looks a little scary. It's like a bright pink. I love this color. This gives me like the brightest glow to my face, and I mix it with the Pearlizer that I mix into my foundation. And you don't need very much. It blends out really pretty, but it just gives you a really pretty glow. And you can use all of these products on your eyes however you want, on your lips. Like you can, they're versatile. Everything is versatile. You can use them for eyeliner. And a lot of people do love to use this cherry BlushSense on their eyes for like a really vivid pop. But today I'm using Toasted Rose. This is another one of my go-to favorite BlushSense colors, and I'm just using a little dot, you can see. So this is gonna go a long way because I'm only using that much product to put on my blush. So I have a question. If you want to skip foundation, what are your thoughts on doing contouring and highlighting before the moisturizer? You could do that, or you could do it on top of the moisturizer too. I would just do it really light and natural, so it doesn't overwhelm the tinted moisturizer, but you can totally do that. So I'm dabbing just a little bit of that BlushSense on and just using my normal blush brush to blend it out. And even though this is a creamed powder, it's not going to, it's really effortless to blend. It's not going to be kind of smudgy. It's going to blend really soft and pretty with very minimal effort. Another thing that you can do is use the ShadowSense for your blush. Mulberry and Pink Posy are two kind of rosy colors that we have in the ShadowSense collection that are also beautiful as blushes. So that's just warming up my cheekbones. I'm going to take, and like I said, I don't always use all of these steps, but I'm just showing you all the different products that we do have. This is our translucent powder in the Bronze Dust. So this is our bronzer, and I'm going to take this back over the contour just to warm it up a little bit. You don't have to do this step. If you're not contouring, you can use this bronzer by itself. You can do it however you like, but since I'm sharing with you guys all the different products we have, I'm going to go ahead and use this step. You just tap the brush in order to have the product come to the bottom, and then I actually like to keep the component up so it's pretty stiff. That way I have a better placement of the product. And you do not need very much. The great thing about our powders is that they're very, very fine and blend out amazing. They're really beautiful powders that have a great setting. So I'm not using a whole lot of product, especially because I already have the contour, but I'm using it just to kind of warm up those areas and blend it into the blush. The other thing that's great about this component is that you can actually twist this off and access the powder through the open canister, or dump it into another component if you want to use it more as a loose powder. But these are amazing. Okay, so there, I'm just blending that in, and then I'm going to go back through with the Pearlizer and just bring a little bit more glow to the top of my cheekbone above the blush. The Pearlizer is just like the most gorgeous thing. So I'm tapping that in with my finger, and then I'm gonna take this fan brush to blend it out and just go along the top of that cheekbone and all the way up to highlight that area. And that way you can see it gives it that beautiful glow that J.Lo is known for. You can also mix this Pearlizer into your blush if you want. Like I said, I do with the chocolate cherry. You can use it on your eyes. I'll use it oftentimes to highlight underneath my brow bone. And I usually just kind of go back through those areas with whatever's left on my fingers. Bring just a little bit more glow to the highlighted areas. So now that everything on my face is done, besides my eyes and my eyebrows, I'm still going to go back and do that. I'm going to take our translucent powder in the natural color, and I'm just going to set everything that I've done. Our foundation is like a satin finish. If you want it to be more of a matte finish, you can actually take a little bit of this powder and mix it into the foundation on your hand, just to give it more of that matte finish, and then you don't have to necessarily use the powder on its own. So I'm just tapping that on my face, and then I'm going to go back through with my big face blending brush and just make sure that it's not settling anywhere, just to disperse it. Okay, let's move on to eyes. So, like I said, the ShadowSense are cream to powder, crease proof, water resistant. They're going to last all day. They are so easy to use and blend like beautifully, and they have so much impact for the color that you don't have to take a lot of time building the look that you want to use. So if you're like doing a smoky eye, you're not going to have fallout. It's just going to actually speed up the process of doing your eye makeup. But that being said, it does take, I mean, you do have to get used to it, because most of us are using powdered cosmetics when we first get started with doing our eyes, and so it's just a little bit different, but once you get it, it is going to speed things up, make things so much faster. You don't have to use a primer, and these tubes actually last forever. So this Candlelight one that I was telling you guys I use every day, this is my second one. My first one lasted almost a full year before I replaced it, and I use this pretty much all over my face. So if I'm not using the snow, I'm doing it under my eyes, in those areas that I highlight. I use it on top of my eyelid too. So I'm using it everywhere, and it lasted a whole year. None of my other products I've had to replace, because you don't need very much product. A little bit goes a long way. And I always suggest starting with a little tiny bit and adding more to get the look that you want, so you're not getting too much on there and like not sure how to deal with it and blend with it. So start with a little bit, add more as you need to go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to take our Sandstone Pearl Shimmer, and I'm going to put this on my eyelid. I'm actually just dabbing it on, and you can put this on a brush, on a palette. You can do it that way. I like just to put it directly on my eyelids, but you can do it however you're comfortable. And I'm taking this all the way from my lash line to my brows. So I'm going to kind of use it as my base, and I'm also going to use it as my highlight underneath my brows. Just blending it out with a normal eyeshadow brush. Next, I'm going to deciding what to do. I'm going to use this is one of my favorites. It's called Mocha Java Shimmer. I'm just going to put this on the actual lid of my eye. So I'm just taking it from my lash line up to my crease. What's great about the ShadowSense too, with it being a cream to powder, is it's going to hydrate the skin on your eye, which we know is a really delicate area, and we're told to use eye cream because that area of our face needs hydration, and the powder shadows actually take moisture away from the area. So by using this, you're not only getting an amazing eyeshadow product, but you're also getting hydration for your eye, anti-aging benefits. Yes, I used the same brush that I used for the Sandstone Pearl all over my eye, just on my lid, just because I already had it out. And now I'm going to use this color. It's called Smoke Topaz. I don't know if you can see it. It's called Shimmer Smoke Topaz. So the Smoke Topaz Shimmer, the Smoke Topaz comes in a matte, which is just the Smoke Topaz, or it comes in the shimmer, which is the one with the shimmer on it. And so does the Mocha Java. So the Mocha Java Shimmer I put on my lid also comes in a matte form too. So I am going to just dab this on the crease of my eye. And I'm taking this kind of brush that is more of a stiff dome brush for my crease. And I'm just going to do windshield wiper motions along the crease to give it some depth. And then I kind of just take it inside the outer corner of my eye. The ShadowSense does take a few minutes to set. It probably takes 10 minutes to totally set before it has the smudge proof qualities to it. So you do have to work sort of fast. Like when you're doing it, you don't want to like stop in between steps because you want the colors to blend together, but they do just blend so easily when you are working with them. So I'm going to keep my eyes pretty simple. That's all I'm going to do on my eyes. And then I'm taking this fluffy dome brush. It's a MAC 224, and I'm just blending those colors together. If you want them to be more defined, you don't have to blend as much, but I personally love a very blended eye, so I'm just blending those colors together. I could go back through and add more if I wanted it to have some more drama, but we're just going to keep it pretty simple today, and that's what I'm doing. So that is pretty much the entire eye look. I'm not going to put eyeliner on today, but the Onyx, which is just like the black ShadowSense, is a great eyeliner. This is great, and I just, when I do my eyeliner, is I just use a really skinny brush like this, rub it on, and just put it on like a normal eyeliner brush. It also works great in the waterline of your eye because it is going to be water resistant, so it's not going to disappear within an hour. It's going to really last all day. And this is another one that we were talking about in the comments of another thread, that the Onyx is really great on your lips if you're looking for a replacement to the Blackberry LipSense that isn't available right now. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna do on my face before I move on to lips is my eyebrows. So I use the same color that I use for contour, the Garnet ShadowSense, on my eyebrows, and I just use an angled brush and dab the product on, just kind of paint it on the brush. And I just go through and kind of do an outline of the border of my eyebrow, and I just do very soft strokes. So you're just doing like kind of short hair-like strokes when you're filling in your brows. And then I kind of, after I do the border, I just fill in the rest of the eyebrow. But you can see how much of a difference filling in your eyebrows does. Just really makes it just frames your face, makes them pop, makes your eyes pop. The Mocha Java is also a great ShadowSense color if you're blonde or fair for your eyebrows. And if you have like black hair, you can use the Onyx ShadowSense for your brows. Or sometimes I will mix a little bit of the Onyx in with the Garnet ShadowSense if I need it to cool down just a little bit. Like if I'm wearing more of a cool toned makeup, I'll add just a touch of the Onyx into the Garnet. So after I do fill in my brows, I like to just take a spoolie and just kind of run back through my brows just to soften and blend it all together. And that's pretty much my whole face. I'm like ready to go. The last thing I'm gonna do is my lips. I'm gonna show you guys how you can use ShadowSense for a lipstick product. And you use it with the LipSense to get the long wearing results of LipSense. Today I'm going to use the Icicle LipSense, which is a clear LipSense, but you can actually use any LipSense color. A lot of the like more neutral LipSense colors are great to use if you want the ShadowSense color to come through the most. But the Icicle is just awesome because you're just purely getting the ShadowSense color as the color of your lips. So I'm just cleaning off my lips, as I always clean off my lips before I apply my LipSense. So it has a great area to bond to with nothing in between the or the LipSense and my actual natural lip, so it can get the best bond. So I'm applying one layer of the Icicle LipSense, and then I'm going to apply the ShadowSense. I'm going to use the Mulberry ShadowSense today, and then I'm going to top it off with the Icicle and then gloss. I didn't grab a gloss. Let me grab a gloss real quick. So always, you're going to stretch your lips, go one direction. Let it dry just a couple of seconds. Okay, so with the ShadowSense, I'm going to use just a skinny little brush to apply it to my lips just so I have more control over the thickness of it, to make sure it applies really evenly. And the Mulberry is pink. It's like a soft, rosy pink, but any of the ShadowSense colors, like if you want like a really different lip, if you want even like the Smoke Topaz, which is more of a green lip, it's kind of fun to like be able to play with it and have a bolder look. You can do blue lips, you can do purple. It just kind of gives you a variety. But this is just a really kind of a neutral, normal lip color. You also don't have to go one direction like I usually would recommend with the LipSense, because you are just placing it. It's not going to be drying as you're going to do it, because if you going back and forth with the LipSense, it's going to take product off like a dry erase marker, because it starts to dry and then you go back over it. That's why you want to make sure that you're letting the layers dry in between. Okay, so I have the Mulberry on my lips, the ShadowSense, and then I'm going to apply another layer of the Icicle to seal the ShadowSense in between the layers. Okay, let that dry just a second and add some gloss. And put the sand gloss on. Sand gloss is the color of sand. It's really a pretty color that can kind of like tone down some of the bolder colors that we have, but it's really pretty on its own too. Okay, so applying the gloss. And there we have it. We have ShadowSense for our lip color, and those are all the different ways that you can use ShadowSense. So you can use it for your brows, your eyeshadow, your eyeliner, your waterline. You can actually use it as mascara if you want to paint it on your eyelashes. You can use it for concealing, highlighting, contouring, blush, lipstick. It's an amazing product. It has tons of different benefits, and what's the best part of all the cosmetics is that they are long wearing. So my makeup is going to look exactly the same hours and hours later after I've applied it. It's not going to melt off. It's going to be like pretty much the exact same thing. So it's not going to need like a refresher. If I'm going out tonight, you can make little changes here and there to kind of make your makeup more dramatic if you are going out at night. But it's amazing and I love it. So let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will talk to you later.